Basil faces opposition from own camp. Prasanna turns his back on Rajapaksa's. More to follow suit. NPP gears up for second wave. Dolawata sells adults-only mags.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Basil faces opposition from own camp. Anura Yappa's new alliance and the SLFP's Nimal Siripala faction are now together, with several newcomer MPs come to be in their fold. The Leader TV broke the news that they started work with a breakfast meeting at Monarch Imperial Hotel in Thalawathugoda on the 14th. According to Yappa, they have around 70 lawmakers, while Duminda says any hopeful cannot overlook them in his presidential bid. Even Susil Premajayantha says they are yet to decide whom to back. Critics say what the above trio say could be true. SLPP MPs ensnared by the Rajapaksas would most likely choose this alliance if the time comes for them to look elsewhere. Further, its veterans have their own vote bases, like Hambantota for Amarawera and Kurunegala for Yappa. Furthermore, social media activists siding with Patali say this alliance will be capable of introducing a new candidate rather than supporting Ranil, whom people don't find to their liking. Also possible is that the SJB MPs bound by Sajith Premadasa, Jalani Premadasa and Lakshman Fonseca could find a haven in this alliance. Nimal Lanza has been saying that around 15 SJB MPs are having talks with them. Activities of this alliance are expected to be finalised by the second week of July before elections are announced. Their plan is to use Wayamba Governor Nazir Ahmed's DUA party after changing its name. Their maiden public rally is to take place in Hambantota on June 8th, with Amarawera already booking about 4 venues. Lanza has made advance payments for 3 canopies to shelter the participants, which is expected to number more than 25,000. More than 20 MPs already in consensus with the alliance are due to go on stage. The second rally will be taking place in Monaragala on June 28th. Jagath Pushpakumara will be organising it. By the way, Yappa, Lanza and Duminda have all decided to boycott any talks President Wickremesinghe arranges with Basil Rajapaksa. One MP has told journalists that, in the end, Basil was certain to tell Ranil that he can't win and exert pressure to field Damika Pereira as the common candidate. It is okay to talk to him separately, but if he trusts Basil, that will be his end, that MP went on. Even Nimal is against Ranil-Basil talks, but for a different reason. He is saying that they are unable to go on a journey with Ranil any further. In a bid to garner support for himself, Nimal is now hosting dinner parties to SLPP big shots. Initially, the invitees are those who don't see eye to eye with Ranil's inner circle. SM Chandrasena from Anuradhapura, who is at odds with Shehan Semasinghe, was the first to get invited. Nimal fights on with his demand that the SLPP should field its own candidate. Maybe both Basil and Nimal fake differences between them and could well be doing a play act. Nimal told Ranil's close associates very recently that at this rate he would be a lonely one by the time the election is called, but Ranil seems unconcerned. When asked about contesting, he replied that he would keep society wondering on that count for a couple of months more. He told senior journalists at the Presidential Secretariat on the 16th that he was ready to talk to anyone willing to do so. That seems a drop in his guard and confidence. Ranil takes his chances positively, although some close to him look a worried lot. Prasanna turns his back on Rajapaksas. More to follow suit. Ministers like Prasanna Ranatunga and Kanchana Wijasekara differ from Basil and Nimal in their thinking. Prasanna, speaking at a SLPP meeting in Mirigama on the 15th, noted that the country comes first and the party second. So, Ranil should be given another chance. He also said the presidential election should be held first. The country needs a stable government to come out of the economic crisis, but a general election at this time would not be able to form such a one, he said. Stressing that he is not a Ranil loyalist, Prasanna observed that he will never join the UNP, nor be unjust to the people of Gampaha. Waves of popularity in politics are temporary, he added. Prasanna's remarks have left Basil and Nimal a worried bunch. The Weekender Nidda newspaper reports that Basil has asked Ranil to get Prasanna and Kanchana to stop their criticisms of the SLPP if he wants to work with the party further. At their talks on the 13th, Basil brought Ranil's attention to probable further divisions in the party and stressed it should remain intact to continue supporting him. When he repeated his favourite mantra these days, Ranil told him he would consider it if he brings him a petition signed by 113 MPs that they want a general election held first. Looks like he's still keeping close to Ranil, at least as a safeguard for the party, even if he fails to get his mantra to work. NPP gears up for second wave. The NPP keeps its silence these days and plans to play big from June. It has tasked different groups with organising the work. A team of senior lawyers led by Harshana Nanayakara and Akalanka Ukwate are planning a major protest against more recent cases of corruption and fraud in the government. The main target is a couple of figures close to Ranil. Also, files are being compiled on liquor permits, said to have been given to SJB MPs, as well as import licences for foodstuffs. Another campaign gets off the ground to demand rights of state and private sector workers. At his meeting with senior journalists, Ranil charged that certain unions are striking work to gain political mileage, although any pay hike this year has been ruled out. The NPP also plans art and cultural events to attract newcomers. One is said to be My Red Comrade, which began screenings yesterday. Director Mahadevul Wewa, back with a film after around 20 years, based it on true events that took place during the 1988-89 period. In an interview with Mirror Art's YouTube channel, he denied it to be part of the NPP campaign. Anyway, pro-NPP social media handles promote the film in a big way. Dolawata sells adults-only mags. Social media is full of news that MP Premnath C. Dolawata has been selling adults-only magazines of late. A proponent of LGBTQ rights, he appears in a video that has just been released. It is a promotional one for Medusa, a book written by Chinthana Dharmadasa. Also featuring in the video are Paboda Sandipani and Damika Bandara. The video was shot in Maradana on May Day, with the UNP rally in the background. Now, the bigger political picture is taking shape. The NPP looks for files to get itself a morale booster shot. What Sajith Premadasa is up to is unclear, although he criticises the government and distributes things. Within government ranks, anti-Basil sentiments are rising up, in a mirror image of society's antagonism towards the Rajapaksas. Chaps like Nimal seem unaware of the underlying issue. Experience makes one wiser. That is valid for Nimal and almost anyone else. That's it for today.